Barrel 23, J.P. Morgan. So J.P. Morgan is one of the most remarkable men in American business history. Not only is his name on the biggest financial institution of America and perhaps the world, J.P. Morgan, he was the greatest financier for over, this was in the 1880s, 1890s. So strong was he, and back in a day, when you think about it, I mean, the reflection to me is in 1893, it was private enterprise, and JP Morgan in particular, that controlled the financial crisis that was brewing in the country and marshaled his own enormous resources and those of all the other bankers in the country, and they came to the rescue of the US government. Think about that. Today, we all think about the government bailing us out, and there are a bunch of bankers who, when they screw up, can run over to the government and say, okay, we screwed up, give us the money. 130 years ago, it was private enterprise that was bailing the government out. How things have changed. The other interesting thing about JP Morgan, we talk about this age of robber barons and, or the Gilded Age, when there were these super rich kind of villainy guys making huge amounts of money. And there were a couple of those. But the amazing thing about Morgan is that he saw himself very much as an American statesman, a financial statesman. Carnegie commented that, oh my God, I had no idea that he was actually not a rich man. While he controlled huge resources, and while he had enormous prestige and power in the American economy, he didn't really do it that much for his personal financial benefit, but he saw himself as a servant of the country and of building American financial stability and might. And that's what I admire most about JP Morgan. So this is part of the BHAKTA 50-year-old series. Each one of these has an absolutely astounding range of vintages. 1868 to 1970. And there are 8 vintages in between, total of 8 vintages. This one is 1868. The next vintage in JP Morgan is 1893. And it's that 1893 vintage, which is in this bottle, that we celebrate in JP Morgan the year he bailed out the US government. Cheers to JP Morgan and the United States.